Welcome to OK Farms. OK Farms simply means Mpakote Farms, located at Fujai, a suburb of Kaswa and the Kaswanyan Road. We're just about 200 meters away from the Infant Filling Station, and this is a 60-door unit project. Simply meaning that we have 60 does. When we say those are the female rabbits, and as you can see. And then I started this in 2020, when just after the COVID, when my son gave Hannah 18,000 to put up the structure and then to put up these cages. In fact, these cages were manufactured from Farmer Brown's joints. But then I also extend after a year, I got some money from a friend in America, Patrick, and I did all these cages myself. This side, but this were done by Farmer Brown. Now, I have about 250 rabbits currently. These small ones, young ones.
You mentioned you started in 2020, so that's 3 years of experience now. And can you tell us, just as you said, you mentioned you gained a loan from your son and also a friend to be able to expand your rabbitry. So can you tell us how you started, the number of doe units you started with, and how you landed at 60 doe units now?
Well, I started with 6 doe units, with six female and then 2 males. That's what donated to me by a friend. That's where I started. But that was during the COVID period. So after the COVID period, I saw that it was expanding. And it's out of that I've been able to. Yes, I also bought about 21 units from a friend, and then added it. That's how far I've gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the best practice that has kept your rabbit farm successful for the past 3 years of rabbit farming? Are you able to share with us some of your experiences that has made you a good farmer?
Yes, I have managed by observing some critical things like observation, cleanness, and then ventilation. The rabbits are temperate animals and they like a lot of air. So once these 3 things are available, management becomes very easy. Another one is about passion. You have to have passion for the animals so that at any time you are thinking about them. Early morning when I get up, I come straight to do what we call the observation. These 3 components, observation is very critical because if you're able to do the proper observation, you know the problems of the animals, and you'll be able to solve them. For example, I had an experience where a big rabbit at the other end, for some days it wasn't eating, but I didn't know what was happening. The first day I saw that it was dull. Second day, so that it couldn't eat at all. And then on the 3rd day, I saw that it was becoming leaner and leaner. So I tried to do a critical observation. When I raised the animal, I saw that apparently the testes had been chopped up by a cat. That we have cats around, and so it was in pain. So when I realized, I gave it an injection, but apparently it was too late. So if I'd taken a critical look at that situation, I would have saved that animal and died. It's as big as this. Just died off.
Oh, okay.
So observation is very critical. Then cleanliness. That's why we use self-cleaning cages. Anytime the rabbit's poo drops automatically, so you don't have the problem of having to collect poo all the time. In fact, with this cage, it takes about 3 months to put all this poo together. And then ventilation, you can see that the place airy. You know, when the place is hot, the animals develop what they call ear canker. And so, but as you can see, when you see that they don't have it, all because of the cleanliness and the ventilation and so on. And that's what has helped to manage the situation. I also have tried to use some farm hands, but it didn't work. They are not passionate about it, so they don't stay. But now currently I'm using 2 of my students here who are helping me. One helps with the water and one helps with feeding. You can also see that there's also a watering system. My experience has shown that water is very critical also in this rabbit farming. If you don't change the water for them, you always have problems. But once you're able to solve the water problem, you have solved a lot of problems. So those who are using the can, I change every morning and evening. I change their water. But this is the water is which I think once a week, once the water is in, because it's covered with fruits, and they are all taking it. This is the feed formulation. This comprises of wheat bran, layer mash, and then cocoa waste, the waste from cocoa or cocoa chaff. And then to boost the immunity, I add moringa. And then there's a fish powder. This is the cocoa waste. Cocoa waste from those who sell cocoa around. And what we have moringa here, which I do myself. I cut the leaves, I dry them under the sheet, then blend, which I push. In fact, once a week I mix it. I mix my feed and then I give it to them.
So what's the proportion? The proportion of each.
This is 10 of the wheat bran, and then 3 of the layer mash. Layer sometimes can be layer mash, or grua mash, whichever is available. So yes, that's it. Then some amount of fish meal, and then some amount of moringa.
Okay. Do you just feed concentrate or you feed grass as well?
In fact, my system has been that I feed concentrate in the morning,
okay,
and evening I feed grass.
So that means you feed twice a day.
Twice a day. Yes.
Twice a day. And what is the timing? Is there a consistent timing?
It's consistent timing. By 8, they are fed.
Okay.
It's late because I wanted to be around. That's why. But by 8, by 6:30 we have started working, and by 8 it is done.
Yeah.
Feed, water, and everything is done.
So what have been some of the challenges that in your 3 years of farming experience you think is worth sharing with people watching you?
Yeah, as for challenges, every endeavor has challenges, and it's by overcoming the challenges that you become a farmer. So you have diseases, 1, getting a farm hand to work with, 2, and then pets, what do you call it? Cats, rodents, some especially coming to, because they're all around. The place is open, so they're always around, and you really have to find a way of dealing with them. But with diseases, I've been able to find by using. In fact, I always want to go organic, so I saw on the net this concoction of garlic, turmeric, and then ginger, and I've used so much. It has worked for me. And once I give them, I sometimes make their water with it, and I've no more experienced any kind of diseases now. If meningis is a very common disease among them, but with that introduction, I don't get it. I also have bloating of the stomach, but from the net I've learned that when you give them you give them oil, a little bit of oil, and then give them bitter leaf. So in fact, all around I've tried to plant bitter leaves, which I usually give them. So for example, this one has been experiencing bloating. The dog is there and he eats it.
Okay, so how do you know the animal is experiencing bloating? How
You
are
can,
you able to tell?
yeah, you can tell from. You see, that's what I've talked about. Observation. You can observe and see that the stomach is extending, and if you touch it, you feel it's very soft. But bloating is kind of like it's very soft. That means it hasn't. And so immediately you give it bitter leaf, and then, or if it's extend, if it's big, if it's that bad, you give it some little oil, and then. Well, then when it drinks, you massage the stomach and see that gas. It's also about it's gas that goes to that have that bloating. So you can press it gradually and the gas will come out.
In terms of the oil, just as you mentioned, is it palm oil or the vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil. You also
Coconut
mentioned
oil is very good.
coconut oil
Yeah,
is
very,
preferably.
yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned turmeric, ginger, and garlic.
Garlic, yes.
Yeah.
Solution.
Yes. So how is that administered to the animal?
Yes, I put them in a water bottle for 3 days.
Okay.
And then when it's fermented, I mix it with their water. For 3 days, I've been giving them that water. And that's what's so perfect. I don't need to buy the fish and so. And then also, I also learned that there's this tree, it's called Francis called it
No.
yes. When the rabbit is experiencing difficulty in labor, difficulty in labor, maybe for the first, the second, you said it struggling. When you give this, maybe it will. But the other day, I had one who was going through that experience. So I just took some of the leaves and I gave it to them. And by the time I finished working here, when I went back, I didn't get 3 kids.
Wow.
Yes. So this is what I want to share. This is new.
Okay. So talking of the ginger, garlic, turmeric solution, and as you mentioned, it's going to be mixed with water. And I think as a form of medication, accuracy in the measurement of the solution to the water is very good. Or you can just
Yes, this is organic.
Okay.
And once it's organic, I don't really measure it. I just point the water, and when the water is yellowish, they put it in the tank and then they drink. Those who have pots, I prefer and put it in their cups. And what you do is that you starve them from water for about 30 minutes or 1 hour, and after that, once you put it there, you drink them. So you can get them so they're not experiencing any diseases.
I would also like to ask, what are your selling strategies?
Marketing. That's marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
In fact, the market is so big that it's a problem to follow because if you go out to somebody who says that I want 50 rabbits every week, in my situation, I cannot supply. The trick is that to have other satellite farmers to also at a point can, but it's not very easy. So the market is big there, but you cannot meet. So that's why you cannot. All I need is able to expand. My intention is to expand to about 200 domain. Then I can then from there go to a restaurant or a cold store, and then I have this. I can supply you with 100 rabbits a month. Then of course, because once you go to that extent and then the supply doesn't flow, then you're going to lose the customer. So as for the market, because people are getting low rabbits now. But I've been telling my people around that this Christmas people should stop eating chicken, but they should eat rabbit because rabbit is very nutritious.
So, are you able to share with us an estimation of what you sell in a month, roughly a rough amount of how much you're able to make out of?
Yeah, it's a bit erratic in the sense that I'm not now dependent on external market. It's all about those around here who come in one, two, those young ones who also want to establish. So I help them. Maybe become. I want 4 female, 1 male. So it's not something I can put a finger on. But the idea is for me to expand. Then I can get a concrete market where I can say that I can supply maybe 50 or 100 rabbits a month. Then of course I will be in business. I'm just breaking even, looking for the opportunity to expand.
So hearing you right, you are still at your break-even stage of
Yes,
business,
sure,
and that's
sure.
3 years of
Yes,
rabbit
yes,
farming.
yes.
That's good to know.
You know, the problem with eating rabbit is that a lot of people do not know how to process it. That's a key factor. So sometimes they want to buy it, but they know how to even kill it. They know how to process it. So to I've been doing it. Once you come and want to do it, I kill it and then process it. I've got one I've cut into, but I'll show you. Which people come to buy. Once I process it, the price goes up a bit high. The meat is very tender.
I can see that this is not a skin rabbit. This is a
No, it's not skin.
this is
Not skin.
fire. You gassed it.
Yes.
Okay. So how much kilo is this?
This 1.8 kilo.
1.8 kilo. And how much do you sell it for?
About 120.
120 cedis.
Once I process it, it's 120.
120
But
cedis.
the live ones, the young one, this is we have 80, 100, and 120.